And welcome to the latest episode of the Hawk Insider with Coach Craig Slaughter. I'm Russ Howard. Of course, that's Coach Craig Slaughter. I have to do an apology before we get started.
All right.
And I have to apologize to the folks at home, because this past weekend, the internet at Snyder was not very cooperative with us. And so we did not get on the air till probably a good feed till midway through the second quarter. So I do apologize, folks. I know those of you that can't make the games rely on seeing the live stream and whatnot. So my apologies. Hopefully this week at Sweetwater will be a lot better. We get better internet up there, but I wanted to say that first.
Okay, no doubt.
Snyder is, I don't know what it is, but it's just terrible.
What? Their secretary had sent us an email about our streaming, just that it sometimes it messes up the camera signals. Like the Wi-Fi is very poor. So yeah. Sorry about that.
Well, so
You missed some good stuff.
we did, but we got a camera feed somehow finally. But so let's talk about it. Two rounds down now. Your thoughts?
Man, kids just playing really great. It was awesome the other night. And you knew it would be. That was your full attention. Again, I've said all year, or forever, our kids, when that threat's real, more that volume starts getting amped up. And I just thought, again, from the jump, again, the pregame, the intensity, it's fun. You work a long time, for those games and those moments, and boy, did we play great.
Right. I mean, I know we've said this repeatedly throughout the year, but I didn't, and I was telling the guys earlier that I did not realize this until I went and looked at the schedule from this year. No points in the playoffs. 0 allowed, and 7 in the last 4 games, I think it is. 6 shutouts overall. What an incredible performance, continuous performance by this defense.
No, and again, the other night, they scored 84 the game before that. Of course, now, again, the opponent has something to do with that, but, I really thought they would put us in some binds. And again, they have athletes, that are capable of making plays. Again, that whole 11, because it was a Thursday night game. Friday, we watched film, and man, I have to try to not tell them how good they're doing everything, because there's still some things, that we need to fix. But, just the things that we haven't had an alignment issue in weeks. I see our kids on the field, talking, the communication, if it's cover one, just the things that really make that really, really good. That communication is such a big part of that. It's funny, I really noticed it at Anthony when it was that crazy quiet. We had just one of our calls, and it was kind of a unique formation, and it was Hagan. I heard Hagan and I think it was Gavin Sisson talking about, hey, I'm here, and just, the verbiage on the field, because, a lot of times I don't hear that, but I hope that's what's happening, but, it was, they played absolutely lights out.
Yeah, again, and I went back also and did math, and I don't math well, but I'm hoping I'm fairly accurate. This defense has allowed less than 200 yards, averaging less than 200 yards a game.
Yeah, no, again, it's that whole unit, just awesome kids playing at a great level, and dude, we're excited, proud of them, and again, my inner circle, my buddies, I'm like, dude, you better be really solid to move it on us, just because, I like all those positions. I like the kids that are waiting in line to go play. It's just, it's a strong unit all the way around, from inside D-line, your edge guys, your backers, your safeties, your corners. It's a lot of good players.
Yeah. And of course on offense, I hate to say, whatever, but 179 yards from Landon, couple of touchdowns, and it's been a great game when you talk more about his rushing ability.
Yeah,
that what was it, 87-yard run? Oh, dear God.
But
yeah, dear God.
Our sideline, coaches included, just that's one of those, plays you don't really expect him to pull out. And I loved it. We were joking in the office. It looked like Air Force One when he pulls away and here come all the fighter jets beside him. All those receivers come up and, it was just awesome. The second he popped, of course, my fear is like, oh God, I don't want to drag him down from the back, or something, one of those fluky plays.
Right.
Well, then here come all the fighter jets, to shield them off. That was just again, 85-yard run for that dude. And again, our whole Landon's he's such a quiet leader, and I don't mean quiet, I mean humble. God is easy to like, and our kids, respond to that dude, and they're all happy watching that happen. Just that's a fun play.
I'll tell you, and it was very impressive. And he led the team in rushing because he had another touchdown run as well. 2 carries, two. You need to give him the ball more. I'm kidding. Don't, please don't. But no, what a performance. And then, of course, you look at the stats, you go, well, they didn't really put up big numbers. Didn't need to. I
Well,
mean, Neal didn't put up a big numbers, but didn't need to.
We had such good field position.
Yeah.
You know, again, I know we had that tunnel screen to Reed, first play of the game. You know, great start. Within the second series, we get a turnover. So again, we're at the, I don't know, 35 or whatever that was. You know, and just because again, I'm telling you, there's still weapons there. Like I'm not sure how many times Jagger got it the other night. That dude is a weapon. You know, and there's certain weeks, you know, the ball may find him more, but you just start clicking off those names, and you know, and again with that cerebral quarterback behind that old line, dude, it's we're super excited. You know, you're hoping you have a month left. You know, I mean, you know, it's just, I mean, you're at that point of year. You know, we talked today after practice. You know, that focus circle starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller. You know, and it's just, you know, here's this week's opponent. Let's do what we do, and let's move to that next one.
Right. You know, and again, very impressed with how the ball, you mentioned it, how the ball was spread around. I think it was, I counted 7 guys caught passes. And I have to bring this up. Hagan Barbie, 2 weeks ago, 1 carry a touchdown. Last week, 1 carry touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
This week, 1 carry touchdown.
Yeah, no, Hagan's definitely a weapon. You know, he started the year, you know, a little more two-way player. You know, and Hagan is just a kid that we want to make sure he's healthy for this time of year. You know, so for a few weeks there, Hagan just played defense. But, you know, like today, you know, I mean, I definitely saw Hagan, you know, getting a few more just reps and things in there, you know, at running back and receiver. And, you know, he's one of those just tough, strong kids. You know, Hagan just runs through contact, you know, just, I mean, he's a strong dude and, you know, has an acceleration gear. So he's a kid, I think, as these games get a little bigger, you know, he'll probably find his way out there a little bit more.
Yeah, and he's having a phenomenal year on that D side. I know we talk a lot about his offensive capabilities, but he's really having a heck of a year defensively.
Dude, absolute incredible year. You know, again, we have the good fortune. There's all really good players at all those spots, but at each level, there's an absolute dude at one of those levels, you know, and man, Hagan is that back end, you know, dude that just, and that's like, you know, some weeks he gets to play around the line of scrimmage, and if you let him not have to worry about back there, you know, he's just, he's a monster, man.
Right. So who else, I mean, there's a number of folks, because a lot of guys got playing time, but who else did you think had a great game, either side of the ball?
You know, I know defensively, I know, like, it was those usual suspects, Dylan Sellers, Jacob Braden, Hagan was up there. I know Hagan actually led our tackle, our little point chart. You know, again, just saw, I mean, there's really nobody that you're like, man, I thought he could have played a little bit better, you know, and again, different schemes may present different challenges, but, you know, offensively, I didn't realize, not the lack of production like you said, but God, I just thought we'd had 700 yards, you know, coming home, you know, and you know, when we got back home, you know, whatever time it was, I was like, hey, so what was Landon's numbers tonight? You know, because I didn't know, you know, you just start playing out, like, because I would have bet money that Reed had more than 3 or 4 catches, you know, and just, again, you know, that the ball gets so distributed there at times that, you know, it's just, man, it's a great unit playing good. And I can't shout out enough those offensive line guys today, man. There's a couple of times that, you know, we're good on good some, and like, man, live, those guys are playing, you know, boy, do they make us work, make us better, because, God, those dudes can play.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, you know, going back to Reed for just a moment, because I have to say this, on that tunnel screen, it was during the feed blackout, but I saw I pulled an NFHS feed later from, I guess it was somebody's coach's cam, but just the way he caught that, you know, on the tunnel screen, and then accelerated through. Normally you see him running past traffic. He this time he accelerated through traffic to get to the end zone.
You know, and that's one of those, I think that was a 25, 30-yard play. That'd have been 80 if it was 80-yard. You know, if we were that far away, you know, it just, you know, that's one of those things that probably kept some of those numbers down.
Yeah. So, no, just, again, just a great performance. Even TK got a field goal attempt.
He did. We had the field goal. Dang, we had a little surprise on the side that we thought we could get. And to be honest, me and Holster were talking. I was talking to Jacob Braden about our next call. Well, I missed our extra point. I wish I'd known he missed that one, because we had our own side after, and I bet that kind of not affected him. You know, but I'm sure he was, you know, if I'd have known that had happened, I would have said, hey, let's do it the next time. You know, after, because there was a look that we really, really liked and got, and TK just hit it just a little bit hard. But, yeah, no, it was great. His field goal, I mean, it was just cash money, no doubt about it.
Yeah, so overall, I hate to make it sound so mundane, but it was just methodical and just an absolute master class in how to game plan and how to execute.
And again, 90% of that, our kids' execution is just, man, both sides. It's just how they're playing. We scored every possession but one the other day. We had it was one in the third quarter. I mean, just one of those times we didn't get there. But it's just. And again, I liked it. We didn't necessarily hit a bunch of home runs. I mean, you love home runs, but I think better defenses, don't give those up much.
Right.
That methodical 7 yards, 8-yard throw, 4-yard run, that stuff is winning football. And again, I love how we're playing.
Right. Well, this one's down.
Yep.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk to a couple of the Hawk defensive linemen, and when we come back after that, we'll talk about the next opponent on Black Friday.
At Texas Bank, we believe in the power of relationships. Our roots are our customers, the lifeblood of our business. We're more than just a bank. We're your trusted financial partner, committed to building lasting connections and providing personalized service that exceeds your expectations. From helping you achieve your financial goals to supporting you through life's changes, we're here for you every step of the way. Experience the difference of banking with people who truly care.
Welcome back to the Hawk Insider with Coach Craig Slaughter. And on this segment, we're going to talk with a couple more members of that defense. So introduce yourself, name and position you play.
I'm Dylan. I'm DN. Ben Taylor, DN.
So let me ask you guys this. Obviously, I asked this by everybody on D. What has been the key to the – because I'll tell you, I've watched a lot of Wall Hawk football over the probably past 10, 11 years and a lot of high school football, and I have not seen a defense this dominant in that time frame. What is the key to the success of this defense?
I mean, I think it's just we all work as a team, and then we're just very powerful up front, too, on that D-line. And then the linebackers just clean everything up.
Yeah, we're physical, and we got, like, the complete package. Like, everybody's good all around.
Right. You mentioned cleaning up. You guys take on the blocks. The linebackers come in. For you guys, do you prefer to get after the quarterback, or do you like to be more physical, like in the run game? Which would you prefer if you had your choice?
I like to get after the quarterback.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
just the quarterback.
I mean, it's just a great feeling when you get that sack.
Yeah. As opposed to trying to take on two guys, and here comes that fullback right up the gut at you. What has been, obviously, football's changed over the past 4, 5, 6 years, more spread offenses. You guys have both grown up playing football, I'm going to guess, right?
Yes.
So what has been the biggest change along a D-line? Have you guys both grown up playing D-line?
I played linebacker.
Did you?
first.
What has been the biggest change, in your opinion, as football has transitioned into more wide open, throwing the ball over the field type aspect? And from a defense, I mean, is it more difficult now, or is it that that quarterback 90% of the time is dropping back?
Yeah, it's probably easier because more pass rush.
Yeah.
So you're ready for that.
So it's not so much about reading gaps as much as it used to be, as opposed to, okay, where are we gonna bring the blitz from? Where do I go to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So great season so far. We've had obviously 12-0, 2 rounds deep in the playoffs so far. Obviously, job's not done. What do you have to do as a team to keep that train rolling?
I mean, just all stay together as one big family and just keep each other motivated and just finish it.
Right.
Yeah, 1 week at a time. Just take it slow and win each week.
So is it difficult from a player perspective to avoid looking out, because we all know who we're potentially looking at, and we don't want to mention that name. We're not mentioning that name. Is it difficult to stay focused, or does coaching staff do a pretty good job of saying, nope, we're only looking at Slayton this week?
I mean, Slaughter's pretty good at just saying we're focused on this 1 week and don't worry about the rest.
Yeah, it's difficult, but we lock in.
Yeah, on just that 1 week. Yeah. So speaking of, I asked this to everybody: who is the toughest coach out here on this staff on y'all?
Probably say Slaughter.
Yeah, Slaughter.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah.
Why is that? I mean, I know it's more than just the head coaching, but
I mean, he just wants us to be great. I mean, he just,
Yeah. It's like into it.
yeah.
what about so you guys had a great year last year. How did this defense get so dominant so quickly? I mean, I guess maybe we saw a little bit last year, but I look back, I didn't really realize this, calling the games, whatnot. I didn't realize this until this weekend. 6 shutouts in 12 games and 7 points? No, 0 in the playoffs and like 7 over the last 4 games. How has this team this defense gelled so well like that?
I mean, I think we're just all very physical. Like, even our secondary are really strong, and they just everybody knows what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah, everyone's good, and we got good coaching.
Yeah.
So.
Well, looking forward to it. Great season so far. Just, obviously 1 week at a time. Looking forward to this week in Slayton. Unfortunately, it kind of sucks that we can't play on our field during the playoffs. I mean, other than that, maybe that first round, which we obviously didn't. But really looking forward to it. Wish you guys well. And hopefully we will bring home another victory and keep moving on in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
that'll do it for this segment of the Hawk Insider. We'll come back. We'll preview this next week's opponent with Coach Slaughter.
See friendship being
Welcome back to the Hawk Insider with Coach Craig Slaughter, brought to you by Texas Bank. So, Coach, we talked with players. We talked last week. Let's talk about Slayton upcoming.
Hey, 10-2, so just, right off the bat, that's a ton of wins, which you have great respect. Lord, you're in round 3. You've earned the right to be here by beating, whoever's in your path, So, they are not as balanced as like Childress was. These guys are a very downhill run game, and I mean, they really play with their lineman split sums, which, can cause some issues there because they create some huge gaps. Some teams are, 2 foot, some are, 5 foot, whatever. Man, these guys really play with those splits, which can create some running lanes there.
Right. So I watched the end of that game, their game against Merkel, and the way it ended.
Yeah.
As a coach, does it give a team a boost for the next round, next game, when you win a game like that?
It probably does, because that feeling only happens in a game like that. We haven't had that feeling. We had it last year against Jim Ned, with the 2-point play. But you just that game was in question until the very last second. So yeah, I think those guys will show up and play cranked up as you can play. And motivated. And again, I don't mean simplistic in a bad way. This is who they are. They most of the time do almost one formation. They line up and it is downhill football, and the different guys carry the ball. The quarterback, the tailback, and the wingback all carry the ball. And like defensively, they're a 3-4 front, and that's what they are. It's not a lot of gimmicks or different deals. It's a simplistic, and their kids, I think, know their jobs to the max.
Yeah. I was watching some of the film again, went back and watched some of the game I didn't get to see, but it appears they run a lot of what looks like a variation of the old flex bone offense with that wing back out there.
They do. It's not the flex bone from a standpoint of triple option.
Right.
It's call plays. Yeah, but it's those guards will lose some pull in there, and again, a ton of misdirection. The quarterback will fake it to the fullback, the tailback, hand it to the wingback.
Right.
He'll fake it to fullback, tailback, wingback, and keep it around the edge. And again, some of those take a little longer to develop. So you hope that some of your guys have beat some blocks and showed up, but there's definitely times where your kids may chase something they shouldn't chase.
So basically, stay at home. Is that what you've been harping on this week? Stay at home.
Discipline it. And where those keys take you to, because it is. I tell our kids all the time, backs are liars, man. Those guys, they're dirty and they lie. Those old linemen, those are salt of the earth guys that are gonna, and you need, we have to do a good job in there.
Right. So defensively, what kind of challenges do they present for the Hawk offense?
They're a 3-4. I haven't seen them send a lot of heat or play a ton of games. Which is, that this is their scheme, and that's how they play it. I hope that our offense does what our offense always does, is just here we go, and I hope you see some home runs, but I hope you see just that that work too, because I really think that it's just, man, this is Thanksgiving football, and I don't want to overlook anybody, and our kids, I want them keyed in, and whatever they give us, we want to take.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. As we get deeper in the playoffs, you mentioned it. You're shrinking the pool of teams.
Yeah.
So they say cream rises to the top, and so you're going to get better and better teams down the road.
You're going to go from 16, to 8.
Yeah.
And again, somewhere along the way, you played somebody that was absolutely earned their right to be
Right.
there, and that's so yeah, that competition amps up, and again, it's just our kids, I know our coaches, man, we're so excited, I want Friday to be here. I want to play well, and I want to move on. And I want the next Friday to be here. I want to play well and move on.
So from here on out, just as a kind of because I truly don't know, is every game from here Friday game, or will there be some Thursday sprinkled?
It's week to week.
Okay.
Normally it's Friday. If for some reason you can't find the fields you want, or if the other school wants something different, you just have to have the good old coin flip.
Right.
And you would, you can play Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Of course, nobody really wants Saturday because that just messes you up for the next week,
Right.
and you're all assuming or hoping you're going to move on,
Right.
So I would assume that we'll play Fridays as much as we can.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Want to let you know that the game is in Sweetwater on Friday, Black Friday, 1 p.m.
Yes, sir.
1 p.m. The Mustang Bowl. By the way, love that stadium. I think I've told you this before. I love that stadium. It's just an old school stadium.
Yeah.
I love it.
No track around it,
Yep.
down the bowl.
Yep.
It's a great place,
Yep.
great venue.
Yep, love it. So if you're going to be able to be there, travel. If not, you can watch the stream. This time we are going to actually be doing multiple camera production.
Cool.
Now that we've got more people
Yeah.
and the teams have
Okay.
been winnowed down, so now we're going to be able to do a real good production. So it's going to, hopefully, it's going to look good. So, Coach, want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving before we close this one out.
Same to you.
And good luck on Friday. And we'll hopefully be moving on
Let's do it.
one more week.
Let's do it. Go Hawks.
Next week, we'll come back and, as always, do another Coach's Show. But we want to thank you for joining us on this edition of the Coach's Show with Craig Slaughter, brought to you by Texas Bank. Take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.
At Texas Bank, we believe in the power of relationships. Our roots are our customers, the lifeblood of our business. We're more than just a bank. We're your trusted financial partner, committed to building lasting connections and providing personalized service that exceeds your expectations. From helping you achieve your financial goals to supporting you through life's changes, we're here for you every step of the way. Experience the difference of banking with people who truly care.
Bobcats 45-yard line. Now a give to Hagan. Barbie breaks it across the 35, 30, 20, 10, 5, walk the dog. Wall 36-yard line. And Wall showing pressure. They back off. Here comes the pass rush. Anyway,
got him on the first
that was number 18. That's Jacob Braden at quarterback. He's going to take it behind a couple of blockers. He's
Oh,
gonna
this is
plug his
Kyler
way up in
O'Neal
there.
there, knocking 31 on the ground. With
And that's an Alpha Paving touchdown for the Wall. So now, one receiver each way, and just a simple give to Brady Neal. Breaks it 20, 15, 10, 5. Brought down at the 5-yard line inside the end. So now, 2 in the backfield, and now
that good
Landon
little
York.
triple option. Go,
30,
Landon. Go,
40,
man.
50, Landon York, 40, 35, 30, breaking away, 10, 5, have yourself a rushing.